Good afternoon, guys. I love this time of the day where you join me, Rolene Marks, for the Israel Brief, brought to you by these guys, Lay of the Land. And we do this every Monday to Thursday. And you know what I love about you is that you keep in constant communication with me. So hello to all our friends, some from North California, some from Oregon, some from Australia, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Sweden, all over the world, which proves that we really are a great big community. I've learned so much about you, what you like to enjoy doing while you are listening to the Israel Brief. I know that somebody likes a glass of good South African red wine, have one for me. Somebody else likes an iced coffee, which I could do within this weather. Some enjoy watching all the way in Canada. But whatever you're doing, I just want to say thank you for joining me every Monday to Thursday as we take a look at those top stories. And also, on a personal note, thank you for being my strength and support through these very, very trying and difficult times. It is day 271 of Israel's war with Hamas following the atrocities of the 7th of October. I cannot believe that in just a couple of days' time, we will mark 9 months since Hamas invaded Israel and committed slaughter and carnage and took hostages on that horrific Black Saturday. To date, 120 hostages from many different countries remain in captivity. And as I have said before, and I will say it again, it is a global issue and it requires a global response. So let's take a look at those top stories, and we begin with news of a terror attack earlier today in the Carmiel Mall in the north of the country. According to Israel's Magen David Adom, which is the equivalent of the Red Cross, it's our Red Star of David ambulance service and first responders, one person who was critically wounded has died of his wounds. His name has not been made public, but he was in his 20s. 2 others were wounded as the terrorist, believed to be a citizen of Israel, an Arab Israeli, entered the mall and tried to stab them. Now, surveillance footage has caught the attack, and you can see when he tries to stab one person while soldiers open fire. He was neutralized and police are currently investigating. The question everybody wants to know, and certainly it is the number one question here in Israel, is where is Yahya Sinwar? Sinwar is the mastermind behind the atrocities of the 7th of October. He is Israel's most wanted man. We are hunting him down. And according to the Saudi daily Al-Sharq Al-Awsat, according to a report where they quote Hamas officials, he still remains in very, very tight contact with other Hamas officials and is heavily involved in plans as well as negotiations. Now, they won't say whether or not he is above ground or inside the tunnels, but they have said he maintains constant communication with other Hamas members and he receives, quote unquote, all his needs. They also did not confirm or deny or even comment on whether or not he had survived assassination attempts by the IDF. Sinwar is Israel's most wanted man, dead or alive. Now to the United States. I know many of you from the US are getting ready to celebrate Independence Day tomorrow, and the press have confirmed that President Biden will meet with Prime Minister Netanyahu when he visits Washington a little later this month. The Prime Minister is expected to address a joint session of the Houses of Congress, and as you can imagine, during wartime, we expect his address to take a look at the strong ties between our two countries, as well as the importance importance of America's support for Israel as we fight an enemy that is not just a threat to us in Israel, but a threat to the entire free world. As we've often said here in Israel, we are on the vanguard of the fight for the liberties of the free world, and what starts with us doesn't end with us. And as some pundits have said, the West is next, but judging by what I see happening on campuses and on the streets of many cities around the world, I think the West is now. Meanwhile, US Representative David Kustoff addressing a special session in the Knesset yesterday to inaugurate the special Knesset House Parliamentary Group that was formed just this week, said, quote unquote, "Your fight to eradicate Hamas and any other genocidal extremist group that threatens your way of life, America is with you all the way." And our final story has to be seen to be believed. Well, actually, I think, we've spoken about this guy before who can only be described as comfortably dumb. Pink Floyd fans out there will get what I'm alluding to, and that is Roger Waters. Roger Waters, who we now know is persona non grata by his former bandmates, and we understand why. The guy is absolutely the dark side of the loon. Well, anyway, he appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored last night, and it was just an absolute train smash from start to finish. And Roger has a lot of opinions on many issues, but of course for us, it is his unhinged takes on Israel and our conflict with Hamas. So addressing the October the 7th atrocities, he said that they are filthy lies, that there is no proof that children were burnt or babies beheaded or that women were raped on October the 7th. This is despite the overwhelming evidence. And he went on to attack Zaka. Zaka is the very, very special ultra-Orthodox group of volunteers whose job it is to make sure that bodies, whether they be from terror attacks or from murders or from suicides or from death, are collected and are buried within the remit of Jewish law. He says that Zaka lied. Well, Mr. Waters, if you are watching, because who knows, maybe he does watch the Israel brief, even though he was challenged by Piers on basically everything he said. And when Piers said, but all the evidence is out there, he says, I haven't seen anything, I haven't read anything. Well, you don't have to believe Zaka, you don't have to believe me, but you can believe the Arab Israeli Muslim forensic pathologist who volunteered at Abu Qadir base, who dealt with the bodies and spoke on Kan News, the national broadcaster, specifically about the burnt children and decapitated babies that he saw and how it has changed him forever. That is Abu Kabir, not Abu Qadir. In this heat, the brain really, really is melting. And with regards to the evidence of rape, that is overwhelming evidence that even the special envoy on sexual violence as part of the United Nations said that there is more than enough proof to show that there have been incidents of mass rape, not rape, mass rape. And all I can say to this, because it was a train smash from start to finish, including when he was challenged about Polly Sampson, that is the wife of David Gilmore's accusations of calling him an anti-Semite. He said that is private and he doesn't speak about it. Roger, you don't have to speak about it. You wear your insanity right out there for the world to see. And as for Piers, I commend Piers for challenging him on every point, but I still can't decide whether or not Piers had him on for the ratings value or to prove that the guy is indeed absolutely insane. Anyway, a bottle of the best for you, Piers, because I would not have had the koach, I would not have had the patience to deal with a lunatic like that. And that brings me to the end of today's edition of the Israel Brief, with a slight rant there about Roger Waters. And don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook community is growing rapidly at Lottle site. Please visit us there. Like, share, follow, comment. We love it when you comment. We are on YouTube right here at the Israel Brief. If you like what you see, please click on that red subscribe button. And we are on X at Lay of the Land 5. So cheers to you guys. I promise you this is water. It's not vodka or gin. But give me another 45 minutes with Roger Waters and it could be absolutely anything. Guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I will see you again tomorrow. God bless.